it's going to be like a 5-6 point gap now for Detail going into these last two races. So the biggest gap that we've seen of the tournament was actually the second race where Luke was able to take a 7-point gap in the lead. Now this is the biggest gap for Detail. This is the biggest gap that he's had of the tournament in the lead, his second round in the lead with a 5 to 6 point gap. So now we're going into Alpine Run, and this, I was talking about start dependent tracks. I really think that the two GPs are the most start dependent tracks in the entire schedule for this tournament. Fat drink, so that's what I'm going to be paying attention to here. Who can get this best start, because I think that's what's gonna determine this race, honestly. I think that the start is going to play a massive role. Yeah, I was listening to him earlier. All right. So another big factor for this too is that Detail. This is actually a huge factor. So Detail is now going to be starting here, right? Like way in the back. Are we Gooch? Yeah. So Detail is going to be starting way in the back, literally last place spot. But Luke's starting in the second to last row, and that's a pretty big advantage on this track. So that actually might play a role here in the start. Nades out, and we're green. Oh, super conk on this. Dude, somebody was definitely asleep on the inside. Low-key, Detail might have a decent run on the outside. Oh, that is tough. That is tough. So look at that. Because this is actually important, because the start, I feel like, is the most important part of this race. So you look at this, going into the first corner, Detail is going to try to make something happen to the outside. But look at that. Hunter turns in as that driver just goes ham. Kicks him up. And goes right into Detail, and that's tough, because if he could have had a way better run there, like, that could have been the start that he needed. That's gonna throw him back quite a bit. And oh, I can't even tell where Luke is, to be honest. I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, what the fudge? What was that? Is that me? I think it is. I think it is. So that brings it right back. Whatever that hold on, we gotta watch that again. What the hell just happened? What was that? Hold on. Another pile up. Okay, so slow-mo here. Some driver conks up here. I think some driver tries to run the inside of the rumble. Right there, they get stopped on the inside of the rumble. Improper entry, they get conked. And then some driver right here, that driver just spins out. What the hell was that? They just spin out like right in front of the pack. A lot of contact here. And this is actually Luke right here. Just gets right into it. So the possible advantage that Detail could have gotten, or the possible advantage that Luke could have gotten from Detail getting caught up, goes right back to Detail, as he's just gonna eventually, that outside line's gonna work out for him. So now Luke's down to damn near the back of the pack, and Detail's not too far from it either, but he's in a little bit better of a position. Holy crap. All right, we're doing one more slow-mo. Why is the start of this race so insane? So unfortunately, I don't have the best look in the VOD, but look at this right here. I think that's Slaunch. Slaunch is gonna get flipped. Terrible flip early on. He's going to go way out to the outside. Remember, Detail's been on the outside like the entire race so far. Watch him right there. Sees it coming and goes off the track, round the outside, and dodges that crash. That might be huge. Like, that might be one of the biggest crash dodges for him of the tournament. And he's had a few, as we've gone through some of these replays, he's had a few good ones, but that might be one of the most important ones, because if he got caught up in that, like, his race could have been done. Now, unfortunately for him, he's actually going to end up losing that spot to Luke. Luke was able to sneak by on the inside, and that slowed down Detail enough to where he's able to take the spot on him, which is huge. A lot of these starts so far, Detail has had the advantage early on over Luke. This is a flipping of the tables here, and it could shift the favor back into Luke's back into his favor. Hold on, I'm conking. Fat drink. Oh, all right. We're back. Regain. Okay, so this is Luke going for another position here, and this is going to be interesting because we've seen a lot of these previous races. Well, the last two races, really, we haven't really seen since Mirabilis in a way. I mean, even with Mirabilis, there's like a lot of joker passes, like a race where Luke and Detail really had to work their way through the pack. You know, a lot of these races, like, it's been kind of clean, just a few like select passes, but they really have to work for it on this track, in this race, and that's what it's going to come down to: who can work their way through it the best. And Luke definitely has the early on advantage. He's going to try to work this position right here, and I don't even know what happened to Detail at this point. He's lagged behind a little bit, and this is not what he needed to do. He needed to try, if Luke's going to slice and dice through the pack like this, Detail needed to try to follow him through it, but he's getting stuck on the outside now. He's getting stuck on the outside. Could he make any of these moves stick? Going into the chicane. He's going for it. That is definitely a championship move right there. That was probably not the smartest call to, like, go into that one, but he's still going for it. Still competing for these positions around the outside. Why is that driver going so far to the inside? Now Luke's going to get a run on the outside. What is this freaking pack right here? And by the way, Real Deal has like a 20 goose length gap. That one driver gets conked to the inside. Look at that. Detail ends up, unfortunately, getting involved in that as well. So this is just like not going well for him now. The race is just starting to not go his way. Plenty of time left, however, but he's got to start to work some passes and get things back on track. And when we get to Real Deal in the lead, I mean, that's a pretty big factor. We'll get to that in a little bit. Another outside run for Luke through the chicane, just trying to make things happen, but not going to work out. And this could be big because, oh my God, what the hell is this race? All right, we're watching that one. We're watching that one. So Shift is an idiot. All right, if you're watching this, Shift, that was a joke. But seriously, like, what the hell was this? So Shift just goes for the inside of this rumble here, and yeah, flips out. Slows that driver down, slows Roman down. Looked great. I mean, that flip looked amazing. But it's gonna cost him some positions, and Luke's gonna be one of them. So that's more points on Detail. And again, Detail's still struggling to get through. And look at this. This is Luke actually battling for second, and this is huge. Because if anybody's going to be able to catch up to Real Deal, they need to get into this position as fast as possible. Because look at that, he's already across the bridge at this point. Like, look at this, they're just getting to the NASCAR corner. He's already exiting it, and there it is, big pass right there. Luke's going to take second. So if anybody's going to catch Real Deal, it's probably going to be him at this point. But look at this, that's Detail right there going inside the chicane. I don't even know where he came from, but Detail must have just worked some magic in the last couple laps, because now he is like in fourth right now, I think. And yeah, I don't know how he went from that. He went from like 7th to 4th or something like that on one lap, which is insane. So Detail's race is not completely over. If he can make a big lap right here, low-key he still has a chance. He still has a chance. This is not too bad. And again, he's got the points lead, and he's got a pretty decent gap after that crazy Treppenwitz race. So all he really needs to do is finish on podium, finish one position behind Luke, and there's one race left. Like, he'll be sitting pretty for it. And this is going to be one of the bigger passes of the race here. He's got this third place position coming up. Let's see how cleanly he can make this move on this driver. I think it might be Opix. I'm not 100% sure. Big pack behind him as well, but they're all battling with each other, so they're probably slowing each other down a little bit. And again, Real Deal, if he can hold on to that win, that would be huge. That would be huge, because if he gets the win, that actually helps Detail, low-key. If Real Deal holds on to this race, gets his first win of the tournament, that would actually help Detail tremendously, because instead of Luke going on to get 17 points, getting that 2-point cushion, is only going to get a 1-point cushion. So that's, again, other drivers are playing a big role here in this race. And Detail is going to make it stick. That is a big pass right there, taking that third place position. So now he's right where he needs to be, points-wise, just one position behind Luke. But now he needs to try to make some gains and see if he can even catch up to him and make the pass. But look at these gaps, man. The 1, 2, 3 gaps are insane at this point. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to get by drivers on this track. And Detail was not too far behind Luke earlier, but just a lap or two of him having to pass a driver slowed him down that much. Like, it just caught him that much off the pace. Because remember, when he first started to work that move, he was maybe like 3 goose lengths behind. Now he's like 10 or something like that. It takes a lot on this track. But luckily, there is still some time left. Hold on, let me conk a little bit. Oh, I think this might... Whoa! I think this might be it. Are we going to get a replay here? Okay, so the big moment in the race here. Real Deal checked out in the lead. Looking good. Going to be his first win of the night. Getting a Bonner. Gotti tonight. Oh, he's out. He's out. Nope, it's done. It's done. It's done and dusted. It's done. And yeah, that's tough. That is tough. So this is actually kind of interesting, because Real Deal kind of like balanced the force here, because he played a big role in giving Detail a big points advantage in the last race. Now he's playing a big role in actually allowing Luke to catch back up into it, because this crash is gonna help out Luke way more than it's gonna help out Detail. Because now Luke's in a position, he's in a really good position to take this win, and Detail is in third. He needs to take this position from Real Deal, and even if he does take this position from Real Deal, that's going to be 2 points. 2 points that Luke's gaining now back on Detail. So that's actually huge. Like, the fact that Real Deal goes down there is massive for this points battle. He's balanced the scales. Back into balance is what I should say. I said balance to the scales. You know, it's fucking, I haven't slept in 20 hours. You know, you guys can just relax. But here it is, Detail on the inside of Real Deal. Can he make this move? Because this is the move he needs. Because it's damn near an even battle with that 5-point gap going into this race. You know, Luke going into Grizzly would be down 2 points. You know, like that's a close battle. That is definitely losable. But if he gets by Real Deal, a 3-point cushion is a little bit more manageable. So that is what Detail needs to do here. Get this 1-2, get this second place, and just get in the best possible position going into Grizzly. But Real Deal's not making it too easy. Rough run there, though. Detail was pretty strong in this part of the track last time around. It's looking pretty strong again. But like I said before, it is hard to run behind people on this track. It is hard to make moves on this track. That is just like, this track is so damn start dependent. And that's pretty much what this race is coming down to. Detail and Luke both had some struggles. They both had some adversity for sure. But Luke was able to get the most out of it. Oh, Real Deal. Come on. Snakes watch. Exposed. Snakes watch. So Real Deal sneezed right there off the track. That's going to allow Detail to sneak into that second place position, which is going to help him out a little bit. But again, Real Deal's conk of the lead earlier low-key helps out Luke way more than it helps Detail. Because if Real Deal, the best thing that he could have done to help out Detail's championship battle was to hold on to the win. Like, that's literally the best thing he could have done, and that is chalked. So, but now that happened, like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, that kind of settles the race. So let's go towards the end here. Like, I don't want to waste your time for this one. The race isn't, you know, the beginning of this race was pretty good. The beginning of this race was actually solid, and it's huge. This is actually a really important race, as we'll see. We're going into the last one next. But yeah, we're closing it out here, and after all that cheese, it was just way too much of a gap for the rest of the drivers to catch up. Luke's going towards like the last lap here, I believe, and he's gonna try to hold on to that win. Look at that gap. Yeah, whoa, what the hell? I don't know why I did that. Yeah, it was just way too much of a gap, and that's the way it goes in this track. Like, you got to keep close with your other drivers, and if you let a driver get away and start battling with someone else, man, it might be done. It might be done. There's just might not be anything you can do. But Detail, to his credit, he did a good job getting to second place, and that is what he needed to do. He needed to reduce those points losses as much as he could have possibly done, and that is what he did. And you know, that's going to help him out going into Grizzly. He's going to need every point that he can get. There it is. Luke's going to take the win, and that is a big win because right here before the final race, he has broken the streak. Detail damn near got a 5-race win streak, which is unprecedented. 4-race win streak is unprecedented. I can't remember the last time there was a 4-race moto win streak in the HRL. Genuinely, that might be the first time it's happened in like a long ass time. Might be the first time it's happened, period. I don't know. So that's like a big freaking, that's a big thing for HRL history there. At least in Halo 5, that Detail's 4-race win streak here might be the only time that's happened. I'd have to double check it, but I'm like pretty sure that's the case. But again, Luke breaks it. And now he has 3 wins. Detail's at 4, and we have 1 race remaining. Grizzly Raceway. Alright, so the points after that one. That's going to bring Luke back into it a little bit. He's now going to be sitting at 109 points. And Detail's going to be sitting pretty at 112. So a 3-point gap. Detail with the 3-point gap coming into this race. Can he hold on to it? Can he hold on to it here at Grizzly Raceway? Green flag. Remember, they're both going to be starting towards the back row. So there you have Detail and Luke in the back. Let's see what they can do. The starts have been important, so pay attention for them for this championship battle. A little bit of a slow start, but that's fine. Detail working his way to the cushion early. Going to try to make that outside line work. Luke as well. Going to try to carry it in. Oh, big slow right there, but they're staying close with each other. And they're not going to battle too hard with each other at this point because, you know, like, Luke needs to gain positions on Detail. He can't, like, finish one ahead of him and win. Even for the win, if it was, like, another 1-2, Detail would hold it out. So they're not going to go too hard here at the beginning because this is a long race, and it's going to come down to more than that. This race could come down to some external factors. That might be an early caution, and I think it is. So we're going to have an early restart. Our first caution restart of the race. See if one of these championship contenders can take advantage of it. Green flag. That caution definitely hurt Detail more than it helped Luke, or more than it hurt Luke. Luke's like near midway through the pack. Detail gonna switch it up, gonna go for the inside here towards the back. He needs to gain some positions because right now he is losing that championship, but again, there is a lot of time left in this race. Plenty of time, but it is getting kind of scary because Luke is up there towards the front, and he could even make a bid for the lead, but he's gonna lose a little bit of that speed there. Not gonna be able to make it happen. This is looking good for Detail. He could have a great inside run right there to the 4 wide. He works the inside. He's gonna gain 3 positions. That is huge. Now he's gonna work his way on the inside of sector as well. Detail's starting to heat up. This is exactly what he needed. Now he could be on the inside of another 4 wide. Oh my goodness, this could be huge for him. This could be huge for him inside of the 3 wide of Luke and Real Deal. And Detail should have the advantage here, man. This is a big battle. He was looking out of it, and just in a couple laps, there's some good moves, well-timed moves, brought it right back. He's 1 position behind of Luke, which is, that's exactly where he needs to be. That's exactly where he needs to be, but he's not even giving up there. He's going for it, going for the block pass, trying to make a statement, but Luke goes with the crossover, and Detail, not done, going to return the favor there, and they're going to duke it out a little bit, and Detail's probably loving it because, like, he can just battle all day here. Like, it doesn't matter for him. But now that's going to allow those other drivers to come back into it, potentially at the perfect time, but Luke's going to opt to go for the inside there. Was that the right move? Detail going to still work that cushion, which we saw him working earlier. Wasn't able to make it work too well, but he also didn't have the best opportunity at it. He's making it work now, making some fat gains around the outside, and he's going to get around him. Luke was not able to steal the momentum. Detail early on in 3rd, Luke in 4th, and Detail's working a gap. If this race goes green, this could look very scary for Luke right now. Detail is ripping that cushion and trying to get away from him and trying to work up to that lead battle. Roman and I'm not even sure, it might be Opix, I think, trying to get their wins on the board because it's been all Luke and Detail so far this tournament. Could a driver finally spoil the win here? We've had opportunities. Low key, it's been Real Deal. Real Deal's been the one with opportunities, and he just hasn't been able to make it happen. All right, big position battle there for Luke as well. He's going to try to get that 4th place position back, and there it is. Look at this. Detail's already caught up to the lead pack, and if he can get any of these positions, this is, oh my goodness, this is looking really good for Detail so far. Getting another position there is 2nd place on Roman, but they're going to continue that battle. Super good battle right here, and as you can see, Detail working that cushion so far better than any other driver on the track. Really good momentum right there. Wow, he is just going for it. That cushion's a risky line, and he's going to go for the inside. He's not done yet. He's going for the lead. This could be a really big performance right here. Detail trying to get the lead early, and he's going to take it. Detail with the lead early on. Luke not even in the top 3. If he can hold on to this, man, this is looking super good. And he's going to gap him. He's going to gap him, and now 2nd and 3rd are going to battle. Oh my goodness. Detail is doing a great job so far. This is exactly what he needed to do. But conk ensues. So let's go back, or let's get to, okay. It's about right here, I think. Okay, yeah, so it already, okay, so this is big. So Detail holding onto the lead here, but then some conk happens. Detail is actually gonna, wait, did it already cheese? Already cheese? My bad. Sorry. All right, we'll go right here. So Detail working his way through lap traffic. That's what's going on right now. And he's just looking good. He's working his way through lap traffic, getting back to that outside line, kind of getting conked by Yil a little bit. Roman's in 2nd, trying to work his way back into it, and gets conked super hard into the outside wall by Real Deal. And that is going to allow Roman to come back into the battle for the lead, but Detail is going to return it with a crossover. Working Roman to that outside. You can tell Detail wants this championship. Super good crossover battles here. Roman's going to have that one for now, though. Can Detail get his cushion line back on track? He's getting some fat momentum around the outside. He's going to go for it. Well-timed move right there. Going to try to make it happen on the inside. Goes for the block pass. Going to try to get back up to the cushion as there's a caution on the track. And it's going to get right in his way. That means that Roman is going to have the lead going into the caution restart. You definitely want that inside. Oh boy, that is so tough. That is so unfortunately timed. Detail did not need a caution. He was looking set. The caution is the only thing that could bring him back into it. And look who's behind Roman. Luke in 3rd. This could be very interesting. Here we go to another caution restart. Green flag. And Detail immediately risking it for the biscuit. He's going for that cushion line. It's going to allow those drivers to get on his inside, though, but he's getting the momentum. Just looking so much better with that than any other driver that we've seen so far. Can he make a move? No, Luke's going to slide up and conk his momentum a little bit. And I don't even know if that was intentional, but that could have been a really big move. That's going to send Detail several positions to the back. That little block move by Luke might have just gave him extra life into this championship battle, but now Detail has clean air behind him. If he can get a good run and get a move, oh no, he's going to lose some time. He's going to lose some time. And that's a lot of time lost. He now needs to settle back in. A lot of time left in this race. Settle back in, get back into that groove, and make a move. Because if he can, those drivers are going 3 wide. Detail can make some fat gains here with what we've seen, with what he can do. If he could just settle into his groove, make some fat gains, get on that 3 wide, he could get right back into it. But he goes wide on the wall. He goes wide on the wall and is going to lose a ton of time. Is going to lose potentially some positions as well. Oh no, the caution is potentially conking Detail here. And remember, Luke was up there battling for second, the last that we saw. Detail needs to get by these guys as quickly as he can because that 3 wide battle's still happening in front of him. If he can get by these guys right here, clear them, get some clean air, work on that 3 wide battle, it's not over yet, and there's always a chance of a caution as well. But the caution's not guaranteed. There he goes. There he goes. He's going to try to make it happen, try to make that cushion line work. And it might happen, but Real Deal's gotten by as well. And now we have a three drivers in between Luke and Detail, which is exactly what Luke needs to take the championship by like 1 to 2 points. I think by 1 point, actually. That's exactly what he needs. And that is really tough. And Detail's got a long road ahead of him. He only needs to click off 1 driver. But look at this. Look at him rail that cushion. He is making fat gains when he gets these clean runs. He just needs to keep it consistent, keep it in the groove. And again, he does it too wide. Oh no, you can tell he's going for it. You can tell he's absolutely throwing it all on the line. He knows that a caution is not guaranteed, and he is just going for it. And again, the two wheels on the wall. He's so fast when he can get into that groove, but it's tough, man. He's got to leave it all out on the track to try to go for it at the end here. But look at this, some conkage up front, some battling here. If they can keep going hard and slowing each other down with how fast Detail can be on that wall line, they can open up some opportunities for him. There could be lap traffic as well, potential of lap traffic. Like, it is not over yet. It is not over yet. Fat drink. All right, so getting close to the end here, or a little over halfway through the race, I believe. And again, like I said, like this is just looking tough for Detail. But look at this. These guys are going 3 wide. Lap traffic is getting involved. Like, there's plenty of slowing up here. All Detail needs to do, and it's really unfortunate because he's really fast with that cushion line. But honestly, if he just ran the outside line, a driver wrecks out. A driver wrecks out. That is huge. That is huge. That could be a point for Detail right there. That is exactly what he needed. Now the pressure is on Luke. He needs to make one. He potentially needs to make one of these passes happen in front of him. Now that is huge. That is huge. Detail also needs to keep that driver behind him, though. Like, he's had some mistakes here and there. He needs to keep that driver behind him. But that is exactly, like, he just got a bone thrown at him, and this could be huge. And look at that, Real Deal in a 2 wide battle still. And if one of them gets conked, that could open up another window of opportunity. Some lag out of Roman. Some lag out of Roman. That's going to bring Opix and Luke potentially back into this lead battle. And Luke doesn't even know it. He doesn't even know it, but he potentially might need to make a move here on one of these positions. He doesn't know where Detail is. He doesn't know how the points are at this point. So that's what makes this battle interesting, is that Luke, as far as he's aware, like, he's going for every position he can get. Because he knows that Detail's behind him, but he doesn't know how far behind him. So he knows that he just needs to go for it. Like, that's the best thing he can do in this scenario. Try to get every position possible. Look at this. Detail is getting so close. The gains are insane. But again, we've seen him make several mistakes, and like I said before, like, if he just ran clean, he probably, oh no, it's happened again. Oh no. Oh my, that is probably chalked, dude. That was almost the greatest comeback of all time. Detail is just looking, he's easily the fastest driver on the track right now. Like, these comebacks are ridiculous. But another mistake, pulling a Tomac here, honestly, where he's just like, he has the speed, but these mistakes are costing him dearly. And that one, unless there's a caution, that one might be the one to chalk it up. That is really tough. He lost. That was the worst mistake out of all of them, too. And look at that. Luke is now battling with Opix for that second place as well. That might have even been it. finish because Detail just, he would just close it in and make a mistake every time. And that's what happened there at the end. You see how close that got. Yeah. So that was the end of the race there. That's why Detail was going for it, by the way. That's probably why the mistake happened. Like, there was not that much time left for him to make this move happen. There's only a few laps left. Yeah, like 30 seconds left until his one to go or something like that. That's tough, man. If he kept it consistent, he might have just gotten to that 2-wide battle right at the end, bro. Imagine if he would have just kept it going, dude. I genuinely think he would have got there. He would have had to make the move, but if he would have got by both of them, he would have secured it. That is tough, man. That is tough, but a valiant effort. And in the end, he didn't know it, but this would have been huge too. Luke also makes a last lap move on Opix for second place, which if Detail, assuming Detail would have clutched up, made that 2 move, Luke would have got that 1 pass, like that would have made it a tiebreaker, which Detail would have gotten, so that would have been even more heartbreaking, but for Luke instead. So yeah, so recapping the champ battle. You go to the docs, recapping the champ battle. There's the schedule. You can take a look at how it worked out. Detail making HRL history with that 4 race in a row streak, and man, he valiant effort at that comeback at the end, man. It was honestly sad. Like, I was actually rooting for him. Like, that could have been sick. But just unfortunately, just could not get it going in the end. Too many mistakes, man. And like, if he just ran the outside normally instead of risking it, he might have had something, but I can see why he was doing it. Like, I can see why he was going for it, especially because he was freaking railing, and he was easily the fastest when he was making that outside work. But, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda, like, all that stuff, it's all done and dusted. It's all in the past, and it's unfortunate. But with those last lap maneuvers, 2 points, man, 2 points. That's exactly what he needed. That's so tough. But with those last lap maneuvers in the last race, Luke's able to clutch up and get the championship for the Blast from the Past with a 2-point margin. Wow. So a super good champ battle. And look at this. 3-point gap, 7-point gap, 5-point gap, 2-point gap. Now Detail takes it with 1 point, 6 points, 3 points, and then 2 points back to Luke. So that is one of the tightest championship battles between two drivers that we've ever seen. I don't know if we've ever seen a championship battle where like that 7-point gap is like the highest it's ever been. That is actually insane. But shout out to both drivers. Because that was just like, that was an absolute show. That is one that I'm probably going to continuously rewatch, because that was one of my favorite tournaments to participate in and also to view. Like, that was sick. That was one of the better HRL championship battles, and I think we both kind of look at it that way. Like, even though Detail ended up coming up short, like, I think he still looks at it that way as well. Even though it's tough, like, I've been in those positions before. It is tough to lose when it's that close. As many championships as I've won, I've lost plenty that were that close or even closer, which is a bit ridiculous. So it's tough, but at the end of the day, like, that was a really freaking good battle, and that was a really fun event, and one of the better H5 events, I would say. So there you go. You got your look at the schedule. Let's get the points up. Yeah. So there's the final points, and look at those stats, man. Look at those stats as well. 4 wins for Detail, and also shout out to Roman for stealing. He's the only one that was able to steal a win. So shout out to him for that. But 4 wins for Detail, 3 for Luke, 7 podiums apiece for each driver. Luke did have, this is big too, Luke had the advantage in the top 5. Detail, only race he finished outside the top 5 was that Grizzly one, man. And he was the best at that track too. That is so sad. He got 6th, and he was easily the fastest right there. So that's tough. They both split the yard charges with 4 apiece. Luke had the slight advantage in the plus minus. Detail had the absolute lap sled advantage though with 72. So great stats out of the drivers, just absolutely showcasing there how close this champ battle was. Oh man. And I think that is it there. Also, one little fun fact, we used the old point system. If we used the new point system, I was just curious, if we used the new point system, Luke would have won it by 2 points as well. So that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Just a little fun fact there. I did not expect that to be the case, but just a cool little thing there. So that's interesting. Bonus points would have played a role though. We were gonna do bonus points going into the night, and to ease things, we decided not to do bonus points. So we ran knowing that bonus points would not be a factor. If bonus points were a factor, that actually could have shifted things in Detail's favor, which is unfortunate, but it's still fair because everybody agreed, like, we made the call before we started the tournament, like, okay, we're just going to do it pure points now. So it sucks that if we stuck with the original plan that it could have worked out for him, but at least it's not like we made the change mid-tournament. We made it before we started, so at least it was fair and square in that sense. But yeah, crazy tournament, man, crazy tournament. I hope that whole episode there hyped you guys up for how good these championship battle HRL history episodes are going to be, because if you thought this one was good, man, wait until you see the next one. Like I showed with that list, the only one where it's 5 drivers, that one is going to be nuts. I can't wait to show you guys that one. This one was crazy. That one was absolutely insane as well. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you on the bond side.